Amendment is adopted. The following amendment, the clerk will read the amendment.
Amendment by Hopper.
The chair recognizes Mr. Hopper to explain his amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is a really simple amendment. You know, the bill author actually said just from the dais a moment ago that this bill isn't about anybody on the House floor, and that's what this amendment affirms, is that we want to make crystal clear to everyone in Texas that we are not passing this bill to protect ourselves, and that's what this would ensure. I move adoption.
The chair recognizes Mr. Phelan in opposition to the amendment.
I appreciate where Mr. Hopper's heart is on this. It does make some sense, but again, this is not about us. Where did he go? This is about the voters. And you know, if you have the luxury of spending many, many years here, like Ms. Thompson or Mr. Craddock, you know, their elections should be applicable to this bill as well. So I don't see why we would carve ourselves out of this legislation. I think the voters in these 150 House districts deserve the same truth in advertising that HB 366 provides for them. So I will be opposed to the amendment. Thank you.
The chair recognizes Mr. Hopper to close on his amendment.
Mr. Speaker.
Ms. Zwiener, for what purpose?
Will the gentleman yield for some questions?
Will the gentleman yield for questions?
Yes.
The gentleman yields.
Representative Hopper, do you think it is wrong to lie to try and influence the outcome of an election?
I think it's wrong to lie at all times, but here's the deal. We have a system of government that affirms our right to free speech, and this body needs to make it very, very clear that this bill is not being put forward to protect a class of people who will use the system of government to silence political opponents. Many of the people in this room have been challengers that received just as insidious or more insidious of material, and the reality is that we have an electorate that's informed, and we already have platforms out there where people can talk. It is not the role of government to sit there and be a nanny state police force to decide. And here's the deal. The deal is we're just saying, hey, let's just make it really clear. We are not doing this law to protect ourselves, and that's what this amendment affirms.
Do you agree that it is reasonable for us to require that there be disclosures on political advertising? Like right now, under current Texas law, it has to say this ad paid for by.
Well, Ms. Zwiener,
Do you agree that that is legal and constitutional and a good use of state resources?
I would abolish the TEC tomorrow if I could, if that gives you an idea where I'm at.
So your position is free for all on all of this. Let people actively mislead the public of the state of Texas with no regulatory oversight.
I think you're trying to twist me into taking a position that you know I don't believe.
Well, what would it be then? You just said you would eliminate the TEC and you don't support the current required political advertising disclosures.
No, I think we have a body here that has the entire political establishment and lobby behind them that is trying to ensure that anyone that would come against us in an election, that we can use the entire arm of government against them, but we're never going to use to see it the other way, to allow people to come into this body by basically fighting their way in and saying, hey, listen, I'm fighting for this. This is what I'm for. And the reality is this not the role of government to decide whether or not your little meme was a joke, was obviously comic. And I agree with the comments by Representative Little. If I'm a 501c4, I'm not a state GPAC, and I use a MailChimp account, that could force me to never be able to make a political cartoon. That's the outcome of this bill.
Representative Hopper, I think we're going to have to disagree on the reading of the bill. I would just ask you to consider that the people of Texas deserve to know the truth when they go to the ballot box.
Thank you. Move adoption.
Mr. Hopper sends up an amendment. The amendment is not acceptable to the author. A record vote has been requested. The clerk will ring the bell. Show Mr. Turner voting nay. Show Mr. Phelan voting nay. Show Ms. Jones voting nay. Show Mr. Schatzline voting aye. Show Ms. Fairley voting nay. Have all voted. There being 25 ayes, 112 nays, the amendment fails to adopt. Does any member wish to speak on, for, or against House Bill 366?